very disappointing season the Lakers are going through has created a whirlwind of reaction across the league. Take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say yesterday right here on Get Up.
KD, 1 minute you hear Golden State, another minute you hear the Knicks. You certainly don't hear LA because he ain't trying to help LeBron win more than LeBron has already won. Kyrie Irving, you hear Boston 1 minute, New York the next. LA is an outsider till his camp picks up the phone to remind you, yo, he ain't trying to reunite with LeBron. He left Cleveland for a reason. You can't get one guy to come that you got to rely on Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. You got to rely on Anthony Davis getting traded. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Los Angeles Clippers have a billionaire owner worth $22 billion. Doc Rivers has done an exceptional job of coaching this year. And oh, by the way, they're going to have enough cap space for 2 max players, not just 1. This is not a good situation for the Los Angeles Lakers. When we talk about the Yankees and the Mets in New York, I can't believe I'm about to say this. If the Lakers don't get somebody, the Clippers will be the Yankees of LA, and the Lakers would be the Mets.
It was a remarkable, but I think very insightful thoughts from Steve there, and he had just spent all of last week, as you know, in Los Angeles. He was sort of there gauging the scuttlebutt. I wanted to bring that back because I wanted to hear your reaction to it, because no one is more plugged into all this stuff than you are. What did you think of what Steve said?
Respectfully, those are all things I've been saying on this show for the last 5 months. So I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form by what he said. Now, however, he did say something that was sorely inaccurate.
Which is?
The Clippers will never eclipse the Lakers in Los Angeles, just like the Mets will never eclipse the Yankees in New York City.
I agree.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get caught up in this hype of who's going to sign where. The Yankees and the Lakers are storied, historic brands that transcend sports. It's not going to change because a couple of teams
I will say, however,
win or lose.
that those historic brands cannot sit back on their laurels and count on the brand, because look what is happening. The Yankees obviously are taking care of business, and they're a World Series favorite this year. The Lakers are going to miss the playoffs again this season. They've got it. Let's just deal with the LeBron part of this. You heard what Stephen A. said. KD's not going there. Kawhi's not going there. New Orleans, I think, would rather do anything than trade Anthony Davis there. What are the Lakers going to be next year?
We were doing this show when the season first started in October. I sat right here and said LeBron has a better chance of getting an Emmy in Los Angeles than he does of getting a championship. And nobody's surprised to hear me say that, because I've been saying it all year. He's going to have to add another all-NBA caliber player, not just an all-star player. And right now, it doesn't seem like that's a landing spot.
Coach Woodson, what do you think? Do you think any of those guys want to go out there and play with LeBron?
I think one of those players will land in L.A.
Which one?
Don't know.
Whose game goes with his game? Are you talking about Kawhi, KD level?
Well, I mentioned yesterday that LeBron can play with any of those guys. I mean, he's proven that over the years.
I understand, but do they want to play with him?
Well, I mean, they've come out and said, a few players, that they didn't want to play with him, but that can all change over the summer.
What do you think? Jalen, that's really the question. Do those guys not want to play with LeBron?
So I think LeBron is getting a bad rap here.
I agree.
Kyrie has already played with them.
Understood. Put it
right,
out.
all right, and they won a championship together.
Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James would be an unbelievable duo, and they play for the storied Lakers, as you just said. Why would Kawhi seem to have dismissed the idea of going to play with him?
Because people forget, LeBron's going into his 17th season, and Kawhi wants his own opportunity to lead a basketball team. Remember, he was in San Antonio, but playing with Tim, playing with Manu, playing with Tony Parker. So now being the guy in Toronto, they're the number 1 team, one of the top 2 teams in the East. So he doesn't need LeBron's shadow.
I get that, but the day they gave him the team in San Antonio, he couldn't get out of there fast enough. So I don't know what exactly it is he wants, but I know he doesn't want to play with LeBron James. I can't find anyone who obviously wants to.
And it's not just LeBron. It's the national media thinks everybody wants to play in the large market. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, Paul George, they're all from California. None of them wanted to go play there. So I do think, however, if Kawhi leaves the Raptors, he ends up with the Clippers, because they are on the come up versus the Lakers, where it seems like they have a lot of things to continue to work out.